Biomed Nexus Daily updates your essential biotech, medtech, and pharma recap. No noise, just what matters. TLDR Daiichi Sankyo, DSNKY, released its delayed earnings and new 5-year business plan on Monday. The company targets 3 trillion yen, 14.64 in oncology revenue by 2030 and aims to become a global top 5 oncology company by 2035. However, it also cut its FY 2025 operating profit forecast after a manufacturing reset for its ADC portfolio triggered 95 billion yen, 606 meters in expected charges. Indian pharmaceutical companies pledged an unprecedented $1 billion in manufacturing investments across the United States, according to the Pharma letter, marking what the publication called a watershed moment in bilateral healthcare collaboration. CSL shares crashed 16%, falling as much as 20% intraday, after the Australian biotech released what the Pharma letter described as another painful update to the market. The Supreme Court's administrative stay on mifepristone expired yesterday, May 11th. The Fifth Circuit ruling reinstating in-person dispensing requirements is now in effect unless the court takes further action. Fierce Biotech Week opens today in Boston, May 12th to 14. Executive takeaway: Daiichi Sankyo's 5-year plan is the most ambitious oncology roadmap any Japanese pharma company has ever published. The company is betting everything on ADCs, and the plan codifies that bet: $14.64 in oncology revenue by 2030, global top 5 oncology status by 2035. Enhertu, co-developed with AstraZeneca, is the platform anchor with a pipeline of additional ADC candidates in various stages of development. But the 606 manufacturing charge is a reality check. Daiichi Sankyo disclosed that a reset of its ADC manufacturing plans, driven by quality and capacity issues, forced the operating profit cut. This is the same tariff-related earnings delay we flagged 3 weeks ago, and the actual numbers confirm why Daiichi Sankyo needed extra time. The manufacturing issues are material. Meanwhile, the Indian pharma investment story is significant in the context of Section 232 tariffs. Sun Pharma's $11.75 Organon deal, announced April 26, is the highest-profile India outbound pharma transaction, but $19.1 in total pledged U.S. manufacturing investment across Indian companies signals broader alignment with the administration's onshoring agenda. CSL's 16% single-day crash is a reminder that even large-cap biopharma names carry execution risk. And with Makary's departure still pending and the SCOTUS mifepristone stay expired, regulatory uncertainty remains elevated. Read full analysis: what to watch. Makary status. As of Monday evening, no formal announcement of Makary's firing or resignation has been made. The White House signed off on the plan, per Reuters, on May 8th, but has not publicly acted. The longer the delay, the more regulatory uncertainty builds. Mifepristone. Post-stay, Alito's stay expired May 11th. The Fifth Circuit ruling is now technically in effect unless the court grants a further stay or takes the case. Watch for emergency filings from Danko and GenBio Pro. Fierce Biotech Week, today through May 14. Major industry gathering in Boston. Deal announcements, pipeline updates, and strategic presentations. We will cover significant news from the event. ASCO countdown, 19 days. Revolution Medicines plenary session. May 31st, full phase. 3. Resolute 302 data. Daiichi Sankyo ADC pipeline. Execution. The 606 manufacturing charge raises questions about the operational readiness of the broader ADC pipeline beyond Enhertu. Watch for updates on manufacturing timelines. Corporate and business developments. Daiichi Sankyo unveils 5-year plan, 14-6B oncology by 2030, top 5 by 2035. DSNKY. What happened? Daiichi Sankyo released its delayed Q1 results and new 5-year business plan FY 2026 to FY 2030 on May 11th. The plan outlines the company's path to more than 3 trillion yen, 14,964 billion, in oncology revenue by 2030, with the ambition of becoming a global top 5 oncology company by 2035. The ADC manufacturing challenge, alongside the strategic plan, Daiichi Sankyo cut its FY 2025 operating profit forecast after a reset of manufacturing plans for its antibody-drug conjugate portfolio triggered 95 billion yen, 606 meters, in expected charges. The manufacturing issues relate to capacity scaling and quality adjustments needed to support the global commercial expansion of Enhertu and the pipeline of next-generation ADCs. Executive impact. The 5-year plan is an ambitious declaration of intent. Daiichi Sankyo is positioning itself alongside Roche, Merck, BMS, and AstraZeneca in the global oncology leadership tier. But the 606 billion manufacturing charge is a warning sign. ADC manufacturing is technically complex, and scaling from clinical to commercial volumes has proven challenging across the industry. Gilead's 5B Tubulis acquisition, announced April 7, was partly motivated by accessing Tubulis's proprietary ADC manufacturing platform, underscoring how critical production capabilities are in this space. Indian pharma companies pledge 19 trillion, 1 billion in U.S. manufacturing. Investment. Indian pharmaceutical companies have collectively pledged 19 trillion, 1 billion in manufacturing investments across the United States, according to the Pharma letter. The commitments come in the context of Section 232 tariff negotiations and the broader administration push for pharmaceutical onshoring. India is the world's largest producer of generic medicines and a major API supplier. The pledged investments would significantly expand domestic pharmaceutical manufacturing capacity. CSL shares crash 16% on earnings update. CSL Ltd, the Australian biotech and plasma therapeutics company, saw shares crash 16%, falling as much as 20% intraday, on Monday after what the Pharma letter described as another painful update to the market. CSL is one of the world's largest biotech companies by market cap, making the scale of the single-day decline notable for the sector. Policy and public health. SCOTUS mifepristone. Stay expires. Justice. Alito's 1-week administrative stay on the Fifth Circuit. Mifepristone ruling expired yesterday, May 11. The Fifth Circuit's reinstatement of in-person dispensing requirements for mifepristone is now technically in effect unless the full court grants a further stay or takes the case. As of Monday evening, no further court action had been announced. Danco Laboratories and GenBioPro are expected to file emergency motions. The practical impact on access depends on whether the court acts quickly or allows the ruling to take effect while it deliberates. The week ahead, today through May 14th, Fierce Biotech Week, Boston. May 19th, RBC Global Healthcare Conference, New York. Late May, Commerce Section. 232 report on medical devices expected. May 29th, FDA RTCT public comment period, closes May 29th to June. Said ASCO annual meeting, Chicago. May 31, ASCO plenary, Rasolute 302, full data, RVMD. Read, full analysis, Biomed, Nexus. Pro, institutional intelligence, brief, Daiichi Sankyo. The ADC manufacturing problem. Daiichi Sankyo's 660 manufacturing charge is not an isolated incident. It reflects a sector-wide challenge. ADC manufacturing is extraordinarily complex. Each ADC consists of a monoclonal antibody, a chemical linker, and a cytotoxic payload, all of which must be conjugated with precise stoichiometry, purified to exacting standards, and manufactured at scale under strict GMP conditions. The drug-to-antibody ratio, DAR, must be tightly controlled. Aggregation, fragmentation, and payload loss during manufacturing can compromise efficacy and safety. Multiple companies have encountered ADC manufacturing challenges. Daiichi Sankyo's 606 orders charge for Enhertu pipeline scaling. Gilead acquired Tubulis, 5B, partly to access its proprietary ADC manufacturing platform. Pfizer's decision to cull its early ADC pipeline, Trillium Assets, reflected manufacturing complexity. Lilly acquired Crossbridge Bio, 300 billion, for dual payload ADC technology that simplifies manufacturing. For companies evaluating ADC partnerships or acquisitions, manufacturing capability should be weighted as heavily as clinical data. A drug that works in phase 3 but cannot be manufactured at commercial scale is not a viable product. India's $19 1B Context and implications. India's pharmaceutical manufacturing pledge must be understood in the context of Section 232 tariffs. The tariff framework offers tiered exemptions for companies that demonstrate US onshoring commitments. Indian companies, which are among the world's largest producers of generic medicines and major API suppliers, have strong incentives to pledge US investments. Sun Pharma's $11 75B Organon deal gives India's largest drug maker direct access to US commercial infrastructure. The $19 1B in broader manufacturing pledges would expand API and finished dosage production capacity domestically. For the US supply chain, this could reduce dependence on Chinese API manufacturing, which has been a stated policy goal. The skeptical read: pledges are not commitments. Actual capital deployment will depend on tariff certainty, regulatory timelines, and construction economics. But the scale of the pledge, $19 1B, is unprecedented for Indian pharma and signals genuine strategic intent. Regulatory uncertainty, dashboard issue status, next step Makary firing White House, signed off, May 8th. No formal action yet, announcement expected any day. SCOTUS mifepristone alito stay expired May 11th, Fifth Circuit ruling technically in effect. Emergency filings expected CNPV Program 3, NMEs plus psychedelic CNPVs issued, operating. Continuity depends on successor expedited IND proposed in FY 2027 budget. No draft guidance yet. Needs Commissioner champion RTCT pilot. 2 proof-of-concept trials operational. Comment period to May 29th. Pilot launch planned this summer. Catalyst calendar, May 2026. Forward date, event tickers. Now Fierce Biotech Week, Boston, through May 14th. A multiple May. 19 RBC Global Healthcare Conference, New York. Multiple late May. Commerce, section. 232 report on medical devices expected MDT, BSX, SYK, ISR GMA 29 FDA, RTCT public comment period closes, MMA 29 to June. 2 ASCO annual meeting, Chicago, multiple May 31 ASCO plenary, Salute 302, full data RVMD late, Q2 Lilly Foundayo T2D filing under CNPV if program continues. LLYTBD FDA acting commissioner announcement expected. A summer 2026 FDA RTCT pilot program if leadership transition allows. Multiple June 2026 Takeda CEO transition, Julie Kim, TAC July. 1 Medicare, GLP-1 bridge program launches, LY NVOQ 2026 TIVA EMLX, close expected TIVA July. 31 section. 232 Pharma tariffs effective, large companies. Multiple H2 2026 Foundayo, T2D regulatory action expected LLYH2 2026 Lilly, Kelonia. Close expected LLYH2 2026 Ajax proof of concept data, expected LLYH2 2026 Revolution Medicines, CNPV NDA filing expected RVMDH2 2026 Novo Nordisk a weekly U.S. launch, first weekly insulin, NVO mid 2026 Lilly, retatrutide phase 3 obesity readouts, Triumph program, LOI Sept 19 Ultragenics, UX111 PDUFA Sanfilippo, type A gene therapy, Rare Sept 29 section 232 Pharma tariffs effective, all other companies, multiple deck 7 Lilly, investment community meeting LLY end of 2026 PHRMA CEO transition, a visit. The Pro Hub read, full article, is your company listed in the Biomed Nexus directory? 104 companies across 14 categories claim or upgrade your listing. Sponsorship slots for 2026 are limited. See packages and pricing. New Biomed Nexus signals weekly sales intelligence for life sciences BD teams. Learn more